All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible and honestly surprising conversations that's happening inside your body at this very second. It's the one between your gut and your brain. And we're going to find out if that gut feeling is actually way more than just a saying.
You know the phrase, right? We all use it. You get a gut feeling about something, or you feel butterflies in your stomach. But what if that wasn't just a figure of speech? What if it was describing something real?
Well, it turns out it is real. It's not a metaphor at all. The science is becoming crystal clear on this. Your gut health is your brain health. These two are physically and biochemically tied together, sending signals back and forth that literally affect your mood, your memory, pretty much everything. So let's break down how this incredible conversation actually works.
For the longest time, we kind of pictured the brain as this CEO in an ivory tower, just sending commands down to the rest of the body. But what we're learning now is that it's not a dictatorship, it's a dialogue, a two-way street.
And this is the real game changer. Your gut isn't just sitting there quietly taking orders. Oh no, it has a voice, and a pretty loud one at that. It's constantly sending information up to the brain, and that information directly shapes how you think and feel.
You can really see what a partnership it is here. On one side, sure, the brain is sending signals down to manage things like digestion and the immune system in the gut. But look at the other side. Just as important are all those signals traveling up from the gut to the brain, influencing things like our stress response and our mood. It's a true collaboration.
So you might be wondering, how does this actually happen? I mean, these two organs are pretty far apart. How do they talk to each other so fast and so effectively? Well, they have their own dedicated high-speed internet connection.
And this is it. It's called the vagus nerve. I want you to think of it like a giant biological data cable that runs all the way from the brainstem, winds down through the body, and plugs directly into your gut. It's the physical bridge between these two worlds. So yeah, it's basically a fiber optic line, constantly streaming information back and forth 24/7. It's the physical hardware that makes this real-time gut-brain conversation possible in the first place. Okay, so we've got the superhighway that connects them, but what are they actually saying to each other? What kind of information is in these messages flying back and forth?
This gives us a great roadmap of what the gut is sending. And as you can see, we're not talking about small stuff. We're talking about the production of neurotransmitters, those things that control our mood, compounds that literally help our brain grow, and even signals about inflammation. Let's dig into the three big ones.
Okay, first up, neurotransmitters. You've definitely heard of serotonin, right? The feel-good chemical? Well, get this. A huge chunk of your body's serotonin is made in your gut. The good bacteria living in there are little chemical factories, and the mood-stabilizing chemicals they help produce travel right on up to the brain.
Next, there's this amazing compound called BDNF. The easiest way to think of it is like Miracle-Gro for your brain cells. It is absolutely essential for learning new things, for forming memories, and for keeping your brain healthy long-term. And guess what? A healthy gut gives your brain the support it needs to make it.
And finally, let's talk about inflammation. You know, when the ecosystem of bacteria in your gut gets out of whack, that's called dysbiosis, it can start sending out inflammatory alarm signals. And those signals don't just stay in the gut. They can travel to the brain and contribute to something called neuroinflammation, which is linked to things like brain fog and trouble concentrating.
So, we have all these complex signals and pathways. It's a lot to manage, right? You have to wonder, is there something in the middle of all this, kind of directing traffic? Well, it turns out there is. There's a true unsung hero working behind the scenes.
Let me introduce you to butyrate. It's a fascinating little molecule that your good gut bacteria make when they munch on dietary fiber. And its job is basically to be the master regulator of this entire gut-brain connection. If this whole system's an orchestra, butyrate is the conductor.
And butyrate is definitely not a one-trick pony. Just look at all its different jobs. It helps keep the gut wall strong, it helps manage immune signals, it even influences neural pathways. It's working on so many different levels to make sure that the conversation between the gut and brain is a healthy and productive one. Let's quickly look at its 4 key roles.
So let's just run through its main jobs. First, it acts like a security guard for your gut, strengthening the barrier to keep inflammatory signals down. Second, it's like a translator for your immune system, making sure the messages are clear. Third, it talks directly to the vagus nerve to help dial down stress and regulate mood. And finally, it actually travels to the brain to help calm down neuroinflammation. It really is a powerhouse.
So, we've looked at the highway, the messages, and the master regulator that keeps it all in check. When you put all of those pieces together, what's the big takeaway? What does it all mean for us?
It really comes down to this. A happy gut leads to a happy brain. It's a powerful and continuous positive feedback loop. See, when your gut is healthy and balanced, it sends all those good signals up to the brain. And a happy, healthy brain then sends signals back down that help keep the gut healthy. It's this beautiful, self-reinforcing cycle of wellness.
So to wrap it all up, just remember this. Your gut and brain are always talking. It's a constant two-way chat happening on that superhighway, the vagus nerve. And what's being said about your mood, about information, it really, really matters. And thankfully, we have master regulators like butyrate helping to keep that conversation productive. It all points to one undeniable truth. A healthy gut is absolutely foundational for a healthy brain.
Which really just leaves one last, very personal question. Now that we know that gut feeling is a very real, very important conversation, what is your gut telling your brain today? Thanks for exploring this with us.